Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is all about my summer bags. So it's like a mini collection video because a few weeks ago I did a summer sandals collection video and you guys seemed to really enjoy that, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do the same but for my bags. Now, before I get stuck in, I just want to say that the bags that I'm going to show you guys today are what I would say are predominantly summer orientated bags. So obviously I have a lot more bags than what you're going to see in this video, but the sort of leather all year round bags like my Celine So Sangle, my Loewe Puzzle, all kind of bags like that, I just feel like they're not limited to just summer. And granted, a lot of these bags I will wear in spring and perhaps the first few weeks or first month or so of autumn, but for the most part I would class them as summer bags. Now that's cleared up, let's get started. Right, so bag number one is the Loewe Puzzle bag. And yes, I have two of these. There is a reason for that. This was the original one that I bought literally a couple of hours after it was very first released. So this is the medium size. This one I was gifted shortly afterwards in just a random surprise gift that arrived, not from Loewe, but from Sky TV, which was very random and very welcome indeed. Now, as you can see, if I hold them both up against each other, you can see that this one is smaller. Now, the curveball is that this is not actually the small size, which I know is going to be really confusing, but this size is actually just called basket. And this, unfortunately, is no longer available, but I will leave the measurements, the very precise measurements of this one down below in the description box for anyone that's potentially trying to find one secondhand. Then you can compare the measurements and then you can kind of see if it matches this one and if it is basket. Because for a long time I called this small, and then I was in Selfridges, wandered past the bags, I saw the small and the medium and mine matched neither of those. So I asked the sales assistant and she said that mine is basket. So I hope that clears that up. Now, in terms of usability, especially when it comes down to size, the medium I pretty much reserve for holidays, vacays, beach, pool, that kind of thing. So although I bought this one first and I had a lot of wear out of it, as soon as this one arrived, I realised that actually for city life and sort of non-holiday life, this one was more practical for day to day. This one is then a tad too large for me personally. However, to fit a towel in there, book, sun cream, all your holiday essentials, perfect. So yeah, this one I use for holidays and this one I use for day to day. The smaller ones are better for day to day. Now, before I actually put this one down, because I do get asked how these wear, I'm gonna just show you, where is it here? Let's come in close. Can you see I do have a bit of damage on this one, which is here, and I think, where is it? Yeah, here you can kind of see, this is where it's rubbed up against jeans or whatever I've been wearing. So there is a little bit of damage on this one, which is also why I favour wearing this a little bit more, just to preserve the life of that one. Because I do get asked another question, which is, are they worth the money? Well, it's a basket bag, in all honesty. It is a basket bag that costs over £300, which is a lot of money for a basket bag because you can pick these up, especially when you go on your hollybobs. You can pick them up for like 20 euros, if that. That said, this one in particular, even though I know I was gifted this, but this one in particular, bearing in mind the fact that I did pay for the other one, so I'm kind of just gonna say if they're worth the money or not. I do think that I have got my money's worth in terms of wear out of this bag. I think that if, like I said earlier, if you love a basket bag and you wear and wear and wear and wear, and perhaps you have a cheaper one that you've worn and worn and worn, and then you want to just upgrade to something, if A, if you can afford it, and B, if you like a bit of a label, then yes, go for it. Basket bags are not trend-led things. As I said, I'm on my third year with this now. They are something that you can whip out, guaranteed year after year. You can always use them on holiday. Great bag. So yes, they're expensive. if you can afford one and you would wear it a lot, then yeah, in terms of price per wear, I think they are worth the money. Right, moving on to my second bag in my summer bags collection, and it is this, which is actually a high street bag. It was from Massimo Dutti. It is a canvas tote in sort of like a trapeze shape, and it has leather trim and leather bottom, which is why, and I think I've mentioned this before in previous other videos, it's why I like Massimo Dutti for shoes and accessories, because they do make them with leather, which does make them more expensive, granted, but I personally prefer real leather because I find it more durable. I find it wears a lot harder. It's got a lot more longevity to it. There'll be many people that disagree for various ethical reasons, but for me personally, in terms of longevity, I prefer real leather. Now, what I was looking for when I bought this bag is, or was, a more affordable alternative for the Rose canvas bag. I'm not sure if it's got an official name to it, but you might know what I mean. They brought out a canvas bag and I think it was something like 900 and odd pounds. And I was just like, no, nope, not for a canvas bag, says the girl that paid over £300 for a basket bag. I draw the line at canvas, so come on. So I found this Massimo Dutti. I think it was about £69 potentially, and it also came in white. I loved this kind of camely, sandy colour, neutral with a black trim, fits my style to a T. It's a really good size. I've had a lot of wear out of it, and actually, aside from it just being a little bit saggy at the bottom, but that's because I've taken all the padding out of it at the moment, there's no like dirt on it or anything, and I've worn this a lot. Like, I literally use this on a weekly basis. Again, it's another great bag if I want to kind of carry a little bit more with me, if I want to put jumper in there or a cover up or something, if it's a bit of a chillier day. Yes, excellent bag, really good basic core wardrobe staple, which again is not, I would say, trend led. It's one of those bags which I can whip out year after year after year, even though I only bought it last spring. I will whip it out year after year after year. Okay, moving on to my third bag, and this one you would have seen not so long ago because this was a new addition to my wardrobe back in spring, I think, this year. I don't think, let me just shimmy myself around, I don't think I'm gonna fit the entirety of this bag into the shot. But this is the Joseph XL Slouch bag. It's another canvas bag, but it has some black leather, some sort of abstract stitching on there, and black leather strip patterny detail kind of thing. It is a ginormous bag. It is very, very, you know, when they say XL, they're not lying. It is very large, but I love a big bag. I just love a big bag, and I love how it's got this sort of sling shape to it. It's very basic, very minimal. I like to wear this with all black, so whether it be like an all black dress or an all black top bottom scenario, just absolutely love it. And again, another one of those wardrobe pieces which I will happily whip out year after year after year. Seeing as this is only my first year of wear, I can confirm I'm very happy with it. Moving on, and also apologise, it's just gone really, really dark outside, which is good for my eyes because I did feel like I was squinting at the start of this video, but it might be a bit dark. Let's all pray for Simon because he's going to have to edit this. Right, moving on to my next bag. This is from a brand called Diffusion, and this is called the Cannage tote. I really hope that I've pronounced that correctly and it's not like Cannage or something like that. I call it the Cannage tote. Now this is one of two Diffusion bags I have. I'm going to show you the other one in a memento, but this one is an open weave, so you can essentially see, not in great detail, but you can see what's inside your bag, and that would be my only kind of drawback for this bag. It's a woven leather, so it's kind of like I suppose a more durable alternative to a basket bag because it has that kind of baskety woven effect. but a lot more durable, and it actually wears really well. This one I've had for a few years now, and the leather is kind of starting to oxidize and get a little bit frayed on some areas, and I really like that. I just think it gives it a little bit more character. So yes, this is the Dragon Diffusion Cannage tote. I have it in the tan colour, but I believe it does also come in black and potentially some other colours, but I love tan. Obviously, again, it goes really well with the rest of my wardrobe, which is predominantly blacks and neutrals. And yeah, I like to wear this again with all black outfits because I just think it adds this nice warmer sort of tan tone to an all black outfit. Right, so this is my second Dragon Diffusion bag. I bought this in May this year. Secondhand but grand, woohoo! Because I think it was in the wardrobe. I'm looking at you guys trying to be like, come on, help me out here. I think it was in the how I plan my wardrobe for summer video, how I plan my wardrobe for spring, summer, something along those lines. And I said that I wanted to get a black summer bag, and this was actually, I think, one of the bags that I featured in that video. Not in its physical form, but I said this is one of the bags that I was looking for. As I do try my very, very, very hardest to buy any of my leather goods second hand, I was waiting for one of these to pop up. I'd set myself alerts on eBay, Vestiaire, you know, all those good places. And one finally popped up, and now it is mine. So yes, this is the Nantucket. Now I believe that these come in 2 different sizes. I think this is the large. This fits nicely over the shoulder, so you can wear it as a shoulder bag. And what I really like as well, because the Cannage tote, this one, doesn't have that. If I hold them up and you can see, has that little cutout semicircle detail here, which just gives you a little bit more room when you're popping it on your arm, and you know, you've got more room for something a little bit chunkier there if you had a jumper on or something. And I just like that. I like a little bit of a slightly longer drop when it comes to the shoulder strap, or the top handles, if you will. Now this one, as you will see, is totally woven together. So it's like a braided leather. So it is different to the Cannage because, as I said earlier, the Cannage is an open weave. If you are interested in Dragon Diffusion bags, perhaps you've seen one pop up on Vestiaire and you're like, I fancy one of those. I would definitely recommend, now having one of each kind of style, I would definitely recommend going for the more closed weave, something that you can't see in. Although I'm not particularly concerned about security issues having stuff in here, I just don't think it looks as aesthetically pleasing when you can see a load of crap inside. Because let's face it, us women do carry a lot of crap around in our handbags. I carry predominantly a lot of snacks. So I don't really want my snacks to be visible because I don't think that they look particularly attractive. So if you are looking at getting a Dragon Diffusion, then definitely I would say to go for one of the more braided closed weave styles. Right, going back to High Street, and again this is by Massimo, or from Massimo Dutti. This one was actually a purchase from the limited edition collection, which was released in early spring this year, and it is linen, like a flax linen, and black webbing and black leather again, which is, as I've already mentioned, why I like Massimo Dutti bags so much. I also think that they're just really chic and they're very minimal, and I think they're incredibly well made for high street bags, and they are a little bit more expensive than your Mangoes and Topshops and ASOS and all those kind of places, but I think it's worth sometimes paying a little bit more money for something that's going to last. Provided, of course, that you are in agreement with the use of leather. If you're not, then obviously avoid. So yes, this is, I suppose, kind of like a slouchy bucket bag kind of vibe. It's very casual, but at the same time, it totally has those summer vibes. I love this bag so much. It's definitely another one of those bags which is completely fits in with the entire colour scheme of my wardrobe, and I appreciate that massively. And yeah, it's a really beautiful bag, super casual, super slouchy. Might not look particularly big, but it is actually quite roomy inside, so I can fit a fair amount in there. The strap is super comfortable because it is just webbing, which kind of reminds me of my Celine Sosangle, because that's a bag that I use a lot all year round, not just in summer. But I really like the strap on the Sosangle. I kind of do appreciate a strap when it's not leather. I just find that it's a little bit more comfortable, especially when you're sort of thinking about hot weather and things getting sticky and bare skin and all that kind of stuff. So yes, this one was over £100. This sold out incredibly quickly, very, very quickly indeed. So unfortunately this isn't available anymore. But my advice always is, especially with brands like Massimo Dutti, just bear in mind returns. So if it is something you want, just constantly go back on the site and check. And also, obviously, secondhand but grand. Always check your Depop's and your eBays to see if anyone might be selling one. Right, now this one is, granted, not used very often because it is quite small, and I would say it's more of a, not a going out bag so much, but it is definitely more of a dressier bag, and certainly something which I would use when I'm not going to be carrying a lot of stuff with me, because as you can see it is very small. It's the Elleme Baguette Bag in raffia, and that is why, because of this textured loveliness here, this is why it is being featured in my summer bags, because it is not a bag that I would use in autumn or winter. It's definitely more of a spring summer bag because it has this very natural texture to it. Then again, the rest of the bag, black leather with gold trim. It has this detachable top handle and these nice little ring detailed features on the side here, which feature like a little whip stitch, which I think is really nice. But also love this bold clasp on the front. It does also have, which I haven't used because it's still in the tie, does also have a longer strap which you can use, so you could crossbody it or have it as a longer style shoulder bag if you wanted. I have only worn this like 4 or 5 times, and it does tend to be if we were perhaps going out for lunch or dinner or just something a little bit dressier, because we all know I don't do super dressy. Right, now finally, finally. So this is a bag from COS. It has got the most beautiful texture to it. Kind of looks like really small brains, which some people might not describe brains as beautiful, but I think they are. And they look like something that you just want to stick your fingers in, which is potentially why I'm not a brain surgeon. It's probably not the only reason why I'm not a brain surgeon. But yes, this is made of recycled cotton and recycled polyester, which is very interesting. I'm not going to pretend to claim that that is super sustainable, because let's face it, any high street brand is not sustainable. But I like that they're reusing fibres. I think that's great. This also does come in a black colour as well. It's really soft, really slouchy. I've actually just got a t-shirt and a jumper in there to kind of fill it a little bit, just so that you guys can kind of see how it hangs and the shape of it. There's no adjustable handle or strap. It's literally just as it is. What you see is what you get. But for me personally, I find that it falls just the right kind of height. And what I also enjoy about this, because not with any of the others do they have a zip. No, none of the other bags that I featured in this video have a zip closure. It's either just completely open with no closure at all, or it's like a hook or something magnetic. This has a zippy closure, which is obviously very good for security, especially if you live in a city. Right, there we go. That is, yeah, let's just have a double check. Am I done? Yeah. Those were my summer bags. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you as always for watching. If you've got any questions, as per usual, do leave them down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.